What is going on, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and as a part of today's video, just like always, we're going to be breaking down all of the latest updates going on in Cardano. So buckle up. And the first things we're going to be jumping into as a part of today's video is going to be the weekly Cardano development report. Now, following that, I do want to quickly touch on a brief ticketing update surrounding the Cardano Summit, which is dubbed the Dubai Experience or the Desert Experience, taking place in Dubai from November 2nd through the 4th. Following that, I do want to touch on Meld, which is now officially released their Meld app on mobile for iOS users for the very first cohort, following an exciting event that was dubbed the Meld App Ignition event. I did release a video breaking that down. If you guys missed that particular update, then go ahead and check out the link down below as a part of today's video. Now, Meld is also partnering up with a brand new partner or brand new platform for auditing their smart contract for staking. And so I'll be reviewing that particular update here as a part of today's video. Now, after Meld, I do want to dive into the Indigo protocol, which unfortunately had a Discord breach. And so we're going to touch on their postmortem. And then to end on a high note, we're going to dump into their monthly report, breaking down all of their latest updates, including the release of V2 and what we can expect in terms of the DAO and adoption for Icon on the Indigo protocol. Now, one thing to note is that the Indigo team is closing in on the TVL when it comes to being #1 on the Cardano network, just a couple million away, or a couple million shy from overtaking the MinSwap protocol, which is arguably the most liquid and largest DEX right now on the Cardano network. After that, I want to touch on a brand new NFT marketplace, which is going to be dubbed Token Riot, which is officially now on the Testnet. And that will be actually taking place for a little bit longer. And I just want to dive into everything that has been done by this team so far. And then last but not least, I want to touch on DexHunter, which is bringing a brand new feature that has never been seen on the Cardano network. And that is going to be stop losses. On top of that, they're now gaining more and more traction in the ecosystem, now having garnered over 33% of all the swap traffic taking place on the Cardano network. As always, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, I am on the go. As you guys can see, I'm doing my best to provide you guys with the latest updates on Cardano. So I definitely do appreciate it when you guys show support by either delegating to the stake pool or just by hitting that like button. I am a single stake pool operator for those of you who are not aware, operating the official Dapp Central stake pool, which is stake pool ticker DAPP. Jumping into the very first topic for today's video, we're going to be talking about the weekly development report. As you guys can see there, we have 146 projects launched with nearing 1,300 builders, and we now have just over 10,000 scripts deployed on the Cardano mainnet. On the left-hand side there, with respect to some of the key highlights, there's ongoing work for the core technology. We also just received Lace version 1.6, which now allows us to use ratios within the actual multi-delegation feature. So, for example, if you want to support 5 different stake pool operators, you can now do that all within a single wallet or all under a single account, and you can now actually pick or dedicate a specific amount to each one of those 5 stake pool operators that you're now going to be delegating to. So a little bit of flexibility, another ease of life feature coming in from the Lace team. And then on top of that, they had some bug fixes as well as other quality of life updates. I did release a video breaking all of this down. Again, check out the description down below surrounding those particular updates, or you could also check out my Cardano Scoop playlist. Moving along, we've got some updates to Marlowe, as well as a brand new version of Hydra being released, and then the onboarding of projects for Project Catalyst, or the projects that were funded as a part of Project Catalyst, continues to move along. The next piece of news I want to jump into is going to be surrounding the Cardano Foundation and the fact that their NFT tickets, through a collaboration with NMaker as well as the Newcast platform, are now live. So it reads, are you attending the Cardano Summit via a community-led event? If you're not aware, each year there's, I believe, 40 to 50 different cities that are eligible to host the Cardano Summit within their respective area. And if you're attending those, you have to RSVP or register. If you register, you're now going to be able to get access to an NFT ticket that actually gains you entry into the event. Now, on top of that, because it's an NFT, you can resell that or potentially give it away on secondary marketplaces if you wish to. I personally would like to hold these and collect them as they are somewhat rare. And again, keep in mind that the areas or the venues do change on year or year over year. So you may not necessarily get the same NFT next year for the Cardano Summit. Now, it continues to read, it's time to mint your NFT tickets. Look out for an email sent to you if you did register to your particular event or to your particular local area from NMKR. If you have not already registered, they do leave the link to the registration form, which is pretty simple. Again, you select the area. Once you select the area, you can provide your Cardano wallet address, your first name, your last name, and I believe an email for them to contact you through as well. Now, that's going to wrap it up, I believe, for the initial set of updates that I want to cover as a part of today's video. Next, I want to jump into updates surrounding the MELD protocol. So yesterday, I released a video breaking down the MELD Ignition event. For those of you who are not aware, it was basically a kickoff event breaking out some of the latest updates when it comes to the MELD app on mobile. Now, just earlier today, I received an official email from the MELD team surrounding downloading and all the instructions that we need in order to get access to the actual application. Now, luckily, I was granted access as a part of the first cohort. If you did not get selected as a part of the first cohort, they will be adding additional people or onboarding additional members onto their platform. So no need to worry, no need to fret. As they begin to get more feedback and make additional updates, they'll be rolling this out to more and more members. Now, one minor setback for myself personally is the fact that right now they aren't supporting members within the United States, but I believe that I may be able to get an exception done from the MELD team. So I'll be keeping an eye out for that. But as soon as I'm able to get access to the application and actually sign up, I'll be releasing a fully dedicated video breaking all of that information down. Again, if you guys missed the video yesterday or the Ignition event, check out my prior video. It breaks down the entire workflow and exactly who we got to hear from, which includes Ken Oling, their CEO and founder, Mohulo Dedra, their product manager, as well as Yusuf Sarandi, their director for partnerships. Now, moving along in terms of MELD, we also have a brand new partnership with Halborn. So Halborn is going to be an auditing platform, a smart contract auditing platform. And MELD is now going to be in the works or in the process of actually getting their smart contracts audited by the Halborn platform. So it reads, we've partnered up with the renowned Halborn Security to audit our MELD staking smart contracts. Halborn is a highly proficient security team trusted by industry giants such as AVAX, Coinbase, and Solana. Now, again, keep in mind that the MELD team is now going to be building on their own L1 as well as on Cardano. And I believe that the smart staking contract will be taking place on their own L1. So they're not going to be using the traditional platforms that we're used to when it comes to smart contract auditing within the Cardano ecosystem specifically. So that update there, I believe, will take me to the end surrounding MELD. If you guys do want to find out more about their staking, they do have a fully dedicated page here on their documentation website, which basically breaks everything down that you need to know. Again, the MELD team did have staking available when they first kicked off. And I believe it was a 6-month staking period as well as a 12-month staking period. Now, both of those should have come to an end at this point. So there's no way at this point to actually earn additional MELD strictly through staking. But as they finish up their smart contract audit with Halborn, they'll be turning the staking feature back on, allowing users to earn some passive MELD income by locking up their tokens. The very last thing I do want to mention surrounding MELD is going to be about their bridge. If you guys missed this particular update, again, I did release a video breaking all of that information down, but the team has now added a brand new Wallet Connect feature, as well as the ability to bridge seamlessly from within the MELD wallet, utilizing the Chainport bridge. So they've got a partnership with Chainport, and as a result of that, they're now able to add bridging directly from within their MELD app or within their MELD wallet without you having to navigate over to the Chainport platform. Now, that said, they had a Taurus NFT, which was available for 14 days. The minting for the NFT actually closed down earlier today, but if you were able to bridge, you were eligible to mint that particular NFT. So I did want to close out there surrounding the bridge. And as always, before we move forward to the next topic, if you guys are enjoying today's video, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders in Cardano, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding MELD, the Cardano Summit, or anything else that we've touched on so far, then make sure to go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let's move right along into the next topic, which is going to be surrounding the Indigo protocol. Now, I mentioned earlier, the Indigo protocol is now inching on becoming the #1 platform in terms of TVL on the Cardano network, right now in second place only to the MinSwap DEX. Now, about a week ago, we did see a breach of the Discord server for the Indigo protocol, which was unfortunate, but I do have to say that we saw a very similar breach take place for MELD as well as a few other Discords within the community. So this highlights the importance of making sure that Discord servers are locked down and that admin servers or admin users within the Discord servers are always aware and cautious of what is going on. So I want to quickly just read through a little bit of the postmortem here with you guys, and then we're going to jump into some positive news surrounding their monthly stats. So the link to this will be left down below as a part of today's video, but it states, on Saturday, October 7th at about midnight, a bad actor gained access to an active user session for Discord, and they list the user's account there, belonging to Nate Mitten, a project manager working within the Indigo Labs. Now, Nate fell prey to a bad actor reaching out to him, basically portraying himself as somebody that he'd recently met in real life, which I would probably think either at NFTLV or at Rare Evo, which took place about a month ago. Now, after they reached out to Nate, they asked him to join the Daily Huddle Discord server, and once Nate actually joined that particular server, he was asked to verify himself before being able to see additional channels within that server. This is pretty common practice within the Discord space, and usually people don't bat an eye when they're asked to verify. Now, unfortunately, because this was a malicious actor or a malicious server, they were able to actually hijack Nate's session, which then gave them access to Nate's account without them actually having to undergo any additional authentication or two-factor methods. So once they actually gained access to his account, the Discord server was then compromised, and again, this was around the midnight time. Now, when Nate left his PC, the bad actor basically started by granting themselves access to any roles that they could find useful in their attack, and also by removing roles of some of the Indigo Labs team members. So you can imagine that once they get access, the first thing they want to do is give themselves the ability to change or edit any additional roles for themselves, but then also limit the amount of roles that anybody else has by removing them or by basically lowering their level of access. So this basically allowed for them to be the king of the hill per se during the attack, basically being able to manage and mitigate anything that would try to come against their power during the time of the attack itself. Now, they also began to ban mods as well as remove different people within the actual server. And one thing that was really interesting is that Discord has a brand new feature now that allows for people to quickly stop messages from being posted if they hold certain words. So they actually set up some rules using AutoMod to remove the words scam, hack, and fake if they were to be mentioned in anybody's posts. So you can imagine that people that were aware that this was completely fake and that the Discord server was compromised, they were basically immediately silenced, right? So these hackers are getting more and more complex, and they're getting more and more, I would say, advanced with their strategy when it comes to these pre-planned attacks. Again, they're really doing everything within their power to, number one, gain credibility, and then number two, make sure that if somebody does detect them, that there's no way for them to report that or basically shout that out to other members within the Discord. Now, continuing on into the article here, just a couple sections left. By 7:32 a.m., so about 7 hours later, a member of the Indigo Labs team was able to get access to their cold account, which is basically an account that is only used for circumstances like this, and they were then able to get full authority back over the server. Now, the cold account was set up a couple of months ago just for an issue just like this, so it really shows the importance of having some of these cold accounts, and I recommend for anybody who is within a Discord that you just ask some of the Discord server members if they have some of these cold accounts set up, right? Again, you can never go wrong with being safe. Now, moving forward, the Indigo Labs team, in terms of remediation actions, are going to be limiting the permissions, and they're going to be basically managing and being a little bit more strategic with the banning and additional permissions that the admin members within their team have on their Discord. They're also going to be just changing some of these session timeouts with respect to the cold account, etc., which makes sure that, you know, if somebody does get access to an account, that they are then forced to undergo some sort of verification or re-authentication. So unfortunate news there, but the team does end on a high note. They were able to re-add everybody who lost access to the server, and everything should now be back to normal. Now, to end on a positive note, I do want to quickly jump into the recent monthly report for the month of August and September released by the Indigo protocol. So jumping back in, we've got the monthly newsletter released on their Medium. So I'm not going to take too long here because this is quite a lengthy article, but I do want to give you guys some of the highlights. So they've now released a refreshed digital experience with their web app V2. If you guys missed this, they added a brand new dashboard page, a brand new portfolio page, as well as the ability to quickly track the staking rewards and just the overall TVL and performance of the Indigo protocol. On top of that, they added a brand new theme as well, which I believe is dubbed the Midnight Theme. Scrolling down, I did sit down with Daniel Short during the Rare Evo event in Denver, Colorado, and he touched on the fact that this team will be working to upgrade their smart contracts to utilize Icon. So it states Indigo Labs has been putting forward effort into rewriting the protocol smart contract in Icon over the last 2 months, and as a part of that, they're going to be doing that from the DAO's perspective. One thing that really stood out to me with my interview with Daniel Short was the fact that this team is doing everything through the DAO. They have the Indigo Labs protocol, and then they have the Indigo Labs team. And so the protocol is basically managed through everything that goes through the DAO. And so if you guys hold Indy, and if you guys are not aware of that, then definitely make sure to tune in and put your Indy or your native governance token to work for you by making your voice heard through their DAO. If I scroll down just a little bit, we've got some adjustments here, and this is going to be showing some of the improvements that we're going to get when they start to use Icon. Now, this is going to be interesting to read because the lower the percentage, the better. And so we can see here that the transaction size between vanilla Plutus or regular old-fashioned Plutus, Plutus with Plutonomy, and Icon are going to be the same. There's a steep drop off with the steps percentage, and then with the memory percentage, we can see a huge increase or a huge benefit when utilizing Icon, which is noted in that gray color. Scrolling down, when it comes to CDP performance, again, looking at the very right hand side, we have the majority of the benefits there utilizing Icon. And then again here with the governance portal, with the memory percentage getting the most benefit when utilizing Icon. Now, scrolling down, they do touch on charting the course and just the upgrade with V2. So in closing out, it states that some of the new features currently being recommended to the DAO for the protocol V2 are going to include asset redemption mechanisms, stability pool safeguards, and a treasury unlock, as well as a brand new restructuring of the withdrawal fees. Now, if the team's proposals for V2 are adopted by the end of this month, they anticipate the upgrade coming as a part of the end of Q1 of 2024. So probably around the March and February timeline of next year. Now, scrolling down, they also have some updates surrounding their rewards and emissions proposal. So they're going to be looking to restructure how their token is generated and emitted over the course of its lifetime. Now, again, quite a bit of information here, so I'm not going to break this down, but check out the link down below for the full article. Here, they also touch on the circulation supply and the current staking. And then they also jump into the fact that IUSD has now been added as a collateral asset on the LenFi protocol. So following the LenFi DAO vote, which concluded on August 14th, IUSD was integrated into the platform as a collateral type. So really good news there surrounding that. And then if we scroll down some more, we've got some integrations with the Vesper mobile wallet. And so the integration of the Vesper mobile wallet into the Indigo platform was successful following their DAO governance proposal. Again, you're going to hear the word DAO, DAO, and DAO. That's because this team really does put an emphasis on making sure that everything is run the right way and by getting all their community's input. Scrolling down, we're getting close to the very end. They did give me a shout out here, so I do appreciate this. Again, I sat down with Daniel Short, who's going to be one of their marketing leads, to talk about Indigo V2 and everything else that we can expect from this up and coming protocol. Again, I'll leave the link to that particular video down below. That will bring me to the end there, surrounding updates about the Indigo protocol. Moving right into the next one, I want to talk about Token Riot. So Token Riot launched on the testnet officially, and this team actually had a booth at the NFT LV event. And I believe this is actually being put together by Adam Dean, who's pretty well known within the space as a developer. But they had a few NFT mints, which were all completely free. And I believe that those will actually have some sort of role or utility when the Token Riot platform launches. Now, here we have a dev update, which was released on October 12th, in which they've now added 2 additional features. They've made 16 updates, and they've also added 17 different fixes. So getting a lot of really positive feedback from the community, which is exactly what you want to get when you're launching on the testnet. Moving into the next tab, this is just the announcement that the testnet was officially opened. And if I jump over into that link there, we can see a quick glimpse of the testnet. Again, they're going to be a NFT marketplace, very similar to Plutus.art, JPEG.store, and Flipper.io. Towards the very top there, we have the NFT collection, which is trending. We've got the price, the sales, the supply, and the current volume. Scrolling down a little bit, we've got some of the additional collections, which include Toolheads, Clay Nation, Tappy Tools, Cornucopias, etc. And so again, if you guys want to check this out, you can jump over to the platform, quickly connect your wallet. Once you connect your wallet, then you're then able to go ahead and actually make purchases and actually interact with the marketplace. That's going to wrap it up there for updates surrounding the Token Riot platform. Last but not least, I want to talk a little bit about DexHunter. I will have a fully dedicated video coming out very soon, touching on this protocol, walking you guys through how to actually use the platform, what the benefits of it are. But in a nutshell, they've released a brand new stop loss feature, which is going to be a one-of-a-kind feature that has just launched on the Cardano mainnet. If you're not familiar with the stop loss, it does just that. It stops you from losing once you get to a certain threshold. So if you ever want to basically get out of a position once a particular price point is hit, a stop loss is able to help you do that, automatically taking the emotion out of the trade. Now, we haven't seen a feature like this come onto Cardano ever, and so I believe that this is going to be the first time that we're seeing something like this being revealed by the DexHunter team. So congratulations to nmelon and everything that they've been developing over the course of the past month. To close this out, I do want to touch on the fact that 33% of all swaps on Cardano are now going through DexHunter, and this is just using their website. Now, they're going to be working on additional partnerships, which I think will just give them more traffic, but they haven't announced exactly who those will be with. One recent partnership that we did see was with the Snek team, and again, they're going to be a meme coin building on Cardano, which actually is now, I think, breaking out of that mold, right? The Snek team, I believe, is now being highlighted as one of the most traded tokens on the LenFi protocol. Again, a DeFi protocol building on Cardano, which really gives me the sense that they're breaking past the meme hype in just the meme phase, and they're now being regarded as a utility token that is now bringing utility onto the platform. They also actually had their Snek Energy drink at the NFT LV platform, and Goofy Crisp has actually now gone full-time, into the Cardano ecosystem. So he's put away his Web2 job and he's going to be diving into Web3, generally speaking. So really good to see that the Snek team did partner up with the DexHunter team and that they're now going to be mutually beneficial to each other in terms of adoption and just user bases. That will take me to the end here for today's Cardano Scoop. Again, quite a lengthy one here as I'm on the road, but I do appreciate you guys tuning in. As a part of today's video, we touch on the Cardano ecosystem with the weekly Cardano development report. We also talked about the Cardano Summit. One last thing to note there is that the voting has officially closed. If you did not get to vote, unfortunately, that is now wrapped up. But we should hear the winners being announced for all the different categories as a part of the gala dinner taking place on November 4th. After that, we touched on Meld and their launch of their beta application, as well as their partnership with Halborn for their staking smart contract. And then we jumped into Indigo surrounding their postmortem, as well as their monthly recap. And then we talked about Token Riot. And then last but not least, DexHunter. As always, if you guys found today's video to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this surrounding the top builders in the Cardano ecosystem, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions questions for me surrounding Cardano or anything else that we touched on, then go ahead and make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.